one last question. Do you have, as far as your course, I took a look through everything and I noticed that, like you said, you can type in keywords to bring up a lot of information. What other tips do you have to give to agents that sign up for your course, like studying tips,
Yeah,
studying
so
techniques?
yeah, I mean, I have a couple of boot camps that are evergreen, meaning as soon as you sign up, you'll get access to the content within 24 business hours. So right
Okay.
now I'm offering the Pennsylvania Contracts Boot Camp, the Prospecting Boot Camp, which for KW agents is going to really focus on getting the command features up and running. For
Okay.
non-KW agents, it's really going to still focus on, call, see, give, building out your vendor database. So it's good for KW and non-KW agents. Um,
Okay.
and then the working with buyers boot camp, which is basically like, all right, I have a buyer consult. What do I need to do before, during, and after, and during my showings in order to have a successful buyer process? So those
Okay.
are like the first three stages. And then ultimately, there's a lot of contract to close in the contracts boot camp and a lot of buyer financing in both the buyer workshop or the buyer boot camp and the contracts boot camp. There's a lot of closing cost estimates to help agents become, on their feet thinkers about how to advise their clients about um, finances.
Okay.
Another boot camp that is going to come in the future is the sellers start to finish boot camp, which will address pricing and all the seller side, the complementary seller side to the buyer side. Um,
That's
as
gonna.
far as far as being successful, Gary and agents and no matter what company you go to, they're going to tell you to spend 3 hours a day talking to people to get new business. You're really just looking for people to help, and you don't have to take it personally if they don't need your help. And a lot of the times we need to come from contribution and give something to them to get something in return. So
Right.
that's why in the prospecting boot camp we talk about a lot about give them, vendor referrals, give them access to your market data, give them access to your app, so you want to give to get. So that's, just a general piece of advice.
Okay.
As far as though engaging with the boot camps, dedicate at least 3 hours a week to going through the content for each particular boot camp, and attend the weekly webinar workshops, which are meant to support you in any given, week on the content that you're learning or specific situations that you're encountering. And then, especially in the contracts boot camp, there are field assignments. So I give you some scenarios as to how to fill out an agreement of sale according to certain criteria. So do the assignment, submit it back to me, and I will send you the corrected version. You compare it, and then you'll see what you got wrong, what you got right, and
Right.
then we can discuss the differences, so that you have a better understanding.
Awesome. Sounds
Yeah.
great.
So the way that an agent can use my services and get prepared to work with you would be to obviously sign up for the contracts bootcamp right away. If they're in the midst of doing a deal right now, they might still feel a little behind, but what we could do is use actually their questions as a topic of our weekly webinar workshop, and we
Okay.
can point them in the direction of, the exchange of documents worksheet would be very helpful for them to know, all right, I need my buyer to sign this, 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 and this. I need to send it to the seller. I need to get this back, and to fill in the blank. So we can get them some resources that will help them initially with that offer. But then from there, I would definitely recommend, after about 2 or 3 weeks of the contracts bootcamp, getting into the prospecting bootcamp or
Okay.
the working with buyers bootcamp, one or the other. The prospecting bootcamp can be done simultaneous to any of the other bootcamps because it's really about setting up your database, which if, most programs that you encounter will say, put 10 people in your database today or every day. And I'm like, geez Louise, I was like, I have my whole phone, I have my whole Gmail, I have my Facebook, like, I want to do it en masse. I'm just not I'm all or nothing in a lot of ways. And
Right.
I'm just not going to do it 10 people at a time. So I instruct people how to gather all their people, put it in one organized file, and then instruct them how to upload it to their CRM so that it's ready to go. And then how to use the tools that they'll use in the 7 to Cement plan that I've outlined for them. So by week 3 of the prospecting bootcamp, all they're responsible to do is contact 25 new people and then implement the steps for the prior week's 25 people. So by the end of that 15-week period total, they'll have reached out to 150 people and also built their vendor database up to 25 vendors and, you know, share their Homekeeper app, which is a vendor database that you can share. So the prospecting boot camp is meant to go alongside any other boot camp. If you choose to do, let's say you feel like I've got my open houses under, you know, I'm doing well with open houses when we can go back to them, or I do well in certain prospecting activities. I don't need that right now. Let's say you think that. You can certainly do the buyer's boot camp, but I would wait until you're done with the contracts boot camp, because it is going to take time to get through the material, and it might be too much to go through those two simultaneously.
Now, I'm sorry, for people do you have to be licensed to sign up for your course? How about for people that's thinking about becoming licensed? Can they sign up for your course? Or do you have to be?
It's not that I wouldn't allow them. They're just not going to have access to .loop or DocuSign.
Oh, you can contracts. Okay.
Do the contract work itself, or Bright MLS to do the list.
Right.
You know,
as soon as they get licensed, it's perfect to sign up. As soon as they get licensed.
Exactly.
All right.
And I wouldn't want to distract them from actually studying for their test.
That's true.
Because as soon as they pass their test, they can forget all about what they just learned. And then I'll teach them how to build their business.
That's true.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Perfect.
So, yeah, great. So I look forward to working with you and helping your agents become top producers.
Yes, I'm very excited about this opportunity. I'm so happy that you took the time out of your busy schedule to create this and teach other agents to become a great agent like yourself.
Oh, thanks, Alicia. Education and standards are my passion. So
it shows.
Thank you.